Imagine yourself in a magnificent hall, surrounded by determined individuals, each striving to carve out their own path to success. Some are guided by integrity, working tirelessly with unwavering dedication, refusing to compromise their morals no matter how difficult the journey becomes. They believe in fairness, in effort, in earning their place through hard work and persistence. But then there are others, those who see success as a battlefield where only the most cunning survive. They manipulate, deceive, and step over anyone who stands in their way. To them, morals are obstacles, and trust is nothing more than a tool to be exploited. They know how to bend the system, how to say the right things at the right time, and how to seize opportunities before others even realize they exist. And time again, despite the stark contrast in values, it is often the ruthless who ascend the fastest. They cut corners, take risks others wouldn't dare, and force their way to the top, while the honest struggle to keep up. In a world that rewards results more than principles, the question lingers: does integrity truly stand a chance against sheer ambition? Throughout history and politics, business, and beyond, the same pattern emerges. Those who lack morality often end up with the most power and wealth. From ruthless emperors to cutthroat CEOs and corrupt leaders, the story repeats itself across generations. But is this simply misfortune for those who choose to act with integrity? Or is the system itself built to favor those who have no hesitation, no conscience, and no boundaries? To understand why the worst people often succeed, we need to look beyond the surface, into the depths of our evolutionary psychology, social systems, and even our very understanding of morality. At the heart of this lies one of the most controversial philosophical ideas ever proposed: Friedrich Nietzsche's theory of master morality versus slave morality. Picture a vast battlefield, where two warriors stand ready to face their fate. One moves with unwavering confidence, bold, decisive, and unafraid. He doesn't wait for permission or approval. He takes what he wants, bends the world to his will, and sees hesitation as weakness. He knows that power is not given, it is seized. The other stands with caution, measuring his steps, waiting for the right moment. He believes in fairness, in playing by the rules, in the idea that virtue will be rewarded. He trusts that patience and morality will shield him from harm. But in the brutal reality of battle, which of them is more likely to survive? Friedrich Nietzsche argued that morality is not some universal law handed down from above. It is the result of centuries of power struggles. Societies do not create morals out of pure goodness. They create them to serve those in control. And at the core of this idea, Nietzsche identified two opposing forces that have shaped human history: master morality and slave morality. Master morality is seen as the code of the strong, the leaders, the victors. This is the morality of those who command rather than obey, the ones who shape destiny instead of being shaped by it. Strength, courage, ambition, and power are the highest virtues, the driving forces behind greatness. In this view, good is whatever amplifies one's ability to dominate, create, and assert control. Weakness is not a trait to be nurtured or shielded. It is a burden to be cast off, a challenge to be conquered. The strong do not seek validation from others. They define their own value and carve their own path, unshackled by the opinions of the masses. Slave morality is often seen as the code of the weak, the powerless, the oppressed. This is the morality of those who lack the strength to impose their will, so they redefine virtue to justify their own survival. Humility, obedience, and self-sacrifice are praised as noble ideals, while ambition and dominance are condemned as evil. Instead of celebrating strength, this mindset glorifies suffering and victimhood, turning power into something to be feared rather than pursued. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Slave morality doesn't stop the rise of the ruthless, it enables it. By shaming ambition and discouraging the pursuit of power, it creates a vacuum that is inevitably filled by those who have no regard for morality at all. While the noble hesitate, those who embrace master morality seize control, shaping the world in their image. And in a world where hesitation is fatal, the outcome is inevitable. But this raises a troubling question. If ruthlessness leads to success, should morality be abandoned altogether? Or is there a way to harness strength without losing our sense of virtue? Imagine an untamed wilderness, where survival isn't dictated by fairness or kindness, but by strength, adaptability, and the willingness to do whatever is necessary. The lion does not seek approval before hunting its prey. The storm does not hesitate or apologize for its destruction. Nature does not reward morality, it rewards those who endure. Beneath all the laws, ethics, and social structures we have built, the primal struggle for survival remains. And those who reach the highest levels of power often share one defining trait: ruthlessness. But let's be clear, ruthlessness is not the same as cruelty. It is not about malice or senseless evil. It is about decisiveness, the ability to act without hesitation, and a mindset free from the guilt and self-doubt that paralyze others. Psychologists have studied the traits that predict success in high-stakes competitive environments. Over and over, they find common patterns: an intense drive for ambition, low sensitivity to fear, a reduced sense of guilt or empathy toward rivals. This doesn't mean that all powerful individuals are psychopaths, but it does suggest that many of them possess traits that allow them to act without the emotional restraints that hold others back. History reinforces this idea. From Julius Caesar to today's business elites, hesitation has always been a weakness. Power is never given freely. It is seized by those bold enough to take it. The strong do not wait for permission. They take risks and deal with the consequences later. This is why the ruthless so often rise. But here's the paradox: ruthlessness alone is not enough. History is littered with tyrants who believed themselves untouchable until they weren't. Power built on deception and fear is never secure. The very traits that propel someone to the top can just as easily bring about their downfall. A ruler who governs through fear alone will inevitably face betrayal. A CEO who exploits and manipulates will one day find himself without allies. A conqueror who destroys everything in his path will eventually stand alone. If pure ruthlessness is not the key to lasting success, then what is? Many people believe they are faced with only two choices in life: embrace ruthlessness and dominate, hold on to morality and be left behind. This belief suggests that power and virtue cannot coexist, that success belongs only to those willing to deceive, manipulate, and crush others. But this is a false choice, a limited way of thinking. Nietzsche's philosophy offers an alternative: the path of the Übermensch. This is not the path of blind cruelty or passive submission, but of transformation. The Übermensch is one who rises above conventional morality, not by abandoning ethics altogether, but by forging a new set of values, one rooted in personal strength, self-mastery, and the will to create rather than destroy. It is the path of those who refuse to be either victims or oppressors, those who do not shy away from power, yet wield it with purpose rather than reckless ambition. This is the third way, the path of strength without corruption. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast abyss. Behind you lies the familiar world, one defined by corruption, injustice, and limitations imposed by society. A world where most people follow the path laid out for them, bound by fear, doubt, and obedience to rules they never chose. But ahead of you, the unknown, a path untraveled, where only the bold dare to step forward. Most will hesitate, paralyzed by uncertainty. They will cling to comfort, waiting for permission, hoping for validation. But a rare few will take the leap. These are the Übermenschen, the individuals who refuse to be prisoners of convention, who do not merely accept the world as it is, but shape it into what it could be. They rise above the illusions of society, break free from imposed morality, and define power on their own terms. But here's what sets the Übermensch apart from the ruthless. They do not seek power through deception or cruelty. Their strength does not come from exploiting others, but from conquering themselves. They master their fears, overcome their weaknesses, and reject the mindset of dependency. They do not wait for permission to act. They create, they innovate, they transform. Unlike tyrants who rule through fear, desperately clinging to power, the Übermensch build something greater than themselves. They leave behind a legacy not of destruction, but of creation. They do not take, they build, and that is the ultimate secret of true power. It does not belong to those who manipulate or dominate. It belongs to those who dare to create, who shape the world not through fear, but through the sheer force of their vision. How do you rise in a world that seems to reward the ruthless without becoming one of them? How do you claim power without sacrificing your integrity? The answer lies in understanding the game, mastering the rules, and playing with precision. The world does not reward goodness. It rewards those who understand how it works. Waiting for justice, fairness, or external validation is a losing strategy. Instead of wishing for the world to change, learn the rules of power, influence, and success. Adapt. Think strategically. Play the game wisely. To navigate a world filled with deception and ambition, you must understand people, not just their words, but their true motives. See through manipulation, anticipate moves before they happen, and use knowledge as your weapon. You do not have to become deceptive yourself. You can read the game without betraying your own principles. True power requires hard decisions. There will be moments when hesitation equals failure. The difference between mindless cruelty and controlled ruthlessness is intent. Be willing to make difficult choices, to stand firm, to remove what holds you back, but never compromise your core values. Strength without purpose is destruction. Strength with integrity is unstoppable. Manipulators may rise quickly, but they are always temporary. Those who take shortcuts, exploit others, and rely on deception eventually collapse under the weight of their own actions. The true path to lasting success is creation. Build something meaningful, whether it's ideas, businesses, relationships, or legacies. Power gained through fear fades. Power built through innovation and vision endures. In the end, power is neither good nor evil. It carries no inherent morality. It is simply a force, a tool that can be wielded for destruction or creation. Those who fear it become prisoners of those who do not. But those who understand power, not as a weapon to oppress, but as a means to shape their own destiny, are the ones who rise above. Here's the final truth. The world does not reward fairness. It does not elevate those who simply hope for justice. It rewards those who master power, who wield it with purpose, and who refuse to be controlled by the illusions of weakness. The only question is, will you be one of them? Let me know in the comments.